Hey, beautiful thrivers. Welcome to Thriver TV. We just had a massive storm here in Melbourne, cleared up. To me, it's so symbolic. It's exactly like the clearing up that happens when we get through narcissistic abuse in the Thriver way. And that's what my work is so passionately focused on, allowing you not just to survive narcissistic abuse, but truly get to the other side, break through and thrive. And I'm going to talk to you more about that at the end of this video. But right now, what I want to share with you is the details about a big storm that you go through with narcissistic abuse, which is them continually making you jump over bigger and bigger hoops. Narcissists all do this, and it's got a lot to do with idolize and devalue. So let me explain this to you. It's being adored and then you're abhorred. Narcissists, because they're a false self, they're empty on the inside, either consciously or unconsciously, they buried their true self, which is their real, authentic self, warts and all, and decided a fictitious character was required for them to exist or survive or get their needs met. Now, this false self is empty. It can't sustain its own connection to source, its own wholeness, its own well-being, its own feeling of peace. It's incredibly dependent, insecure, and immature. So what narcissists do when they're adoring somebody, their adoration is, this person is fantastic. They're just the best. And this is why it's paraded all over Facebook. And this isn't just about love relationships. A narcissist might say to somebody, you're my best friend ever because you are just, I just love you. You're my best friend. Or they could be saying to somebody that they're starting, had joined their business or their boss or whatever, they will rant and rave and carry on about how this is the best person, this is the best therapist I've ever had. And all of this is pumped up to this massive level because in idolization of somebody, a narcissist is getting ahead of narcissistic supply. My life is so amazing because of this person. But because it's immature and it's not based in a solid, mature reality, what happens is, of course, this person is going to let them down. They can't be this idolized Hollywood version of outer happiness to the narcissist. It's just not realistic. So what happens is the Mirage cracks, and then the narcissist decides that this person is rubbish, that they are not good enough. They're not doing what they should be doing. They're out to get the narcissist. They're actually damaging to the narcissist. They're demonized. And that's the abhor. Now, what happens when you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you've decided that you love them or you want it to work with them? Because this is what, non-narcissistic people do. What happens is you think, well, if I just change this, or if I just do this, or if I tell this person and I reassure them and I make it up to them and I prove it to them more and more and more and more, I'm going to be able to make this person happy, and then I'm going to be able to get them to validate and approve of me and love me. But it doesn't work. And you see that you are constantly jumping up further and further and further hoops. So it all gets back to narcissistic supply. The narcissist is either filled with it, where you are fulfilling your role, or they're not filled with narcissistic supply and you are terrible. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And we can easily take this personally. It's something I'm doing wrong, but you need to understand this is the narcissist issue. It's all to do with their levels of narcissistic supply and whether they're idolizing you in that immature fantasy world, or they're actually devaluing you because you're not living up to that. That's how it works. There's another aspect to a narcissist making you jump through hoops. You need to understand this piece. A narcissist does not want love and together and happiness and solution building and the normal, calm, healthy things that healthy people want and create and generate in a healthy relationship. Somebody who is empty on the inside is a no self, who doesn't have a solid whole identity that is filling with source and responsible for its own feelings and growth and development and healing of traumas and wounds, is always going to need from the outside its own significance. The narcissist, how does somebody get significance when they're an empty no self? Control. Control is what the narcissist really wants. The ability to make you jump through hoops is control. And that's what's feeding the narcissist's false self to feel significant. So the narcissist knows that by changing the goalposts, by 1 minute being happy, the next minute not, which is their natural unconscious state because they're never happy, they also know that this makes you dance around their wounds and dance to the beat of their drum, trying to do the right thing, which you never will do. Not durably anyway. And the narcissist knows that the more that you're looking to them to see if you did or if you didn't, that the focus comes off you. You lose control of yourself and your focus is all about them. They become the center of your universe and therefore you are now under their control, which is a massive dose of AAA grade narcissistic supply to a narcissist. So it's another reason why they do it. In my own experience with the 2 narcissists in my life, I went through that profoundly as well, where I kept thinking, if I just do this, or if I just do this, or if I change this about me, or if I reassure this person, if I prove to them. And also what happened was me trying to prove my allegiance, prove my loyalty. I ended up emptied out, as so many of you have done, of your love and your energy and your time and your money and your resources. And so it's a very, very powerful way that a narcissist can bleed you dry, suck you dry, because you're continually trying to prove your worth to them. How do we get out of this? By understanding the true dynamic that's going on here. The narcissist is needing outer validation, but they do it differently. We want it through love and togetherness and cuddling up and harmony and care and sweetness and kindness. And, you validate me by loving me and being kind to me and caring about me. That's not validation to a narcissist. A validation to a narcissist is I've got control over you. We're 2 different creatures. But the similarity is we're seeking outer validation. So how we get out of this is dropping the need of validation from the narcissist and coming home to healing and validating ourselves so that we can heal beyond the unhealed and often young, underdeveloped parts of ourselves that weren't validated enough when we were young to be whole, and we didn't know how to connect to source and to come home to ourselves and to source and be that beautiful sense of self-generation and self-validation with source, and then know how to set boundaries with life and our bar higher with what we will and won't accept to generate more of the same, which has nothing to do with the narcissistic landscape, I promise you. So how did I do it? And how have thousands of other people in this community done it, healed this stuff? Through NARP, through the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program, which is my core signature program where people in this community don't just survive and don't just logically learn about narcissists to stay away. They heal from within and come home to themselves in empowered, up-level ways where narcissists actually become nauseous to you. They're just not even your palate anymore. And you really grow beyond that. And you can't recognize who you were when you were handing your power away. That's the beautiful trajectory of growth and evolution and graduation that you take through NARP. So I'd love you to check it out through the link that goes with this video. And I hope that this has really made sense to you and helped to unravel the madness of why this person keeps changing the rules and they keep making me jump through hoops and I can never make them happy. Come home to you and heal and make yourself happy. And then your life will be amazing, I promise you. Check out NARP and remember, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving because there is nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.